Hello. I'm here to talk about Pilates and what we've done. And so I guess I'll just begin. So about me, currently I'm the president of Pilates. We are based in LA. My background, I was a CS major, UCR. I am a programmer. I've programmed in all sorts of places, from startups. I was a contractor at JPL. I worked in ad agencies. So a lot of different programming experience. And also, fun fact, I also play like trombone and drums. Anyways, let me begin. Early 2011, Los Angeles, last year, this was kind of what diversity was like. And I will use a sample from LA Django, which is a Python framework. This was what it looked like. About 30 guys and maybe a few women. Maybe one was a programmer. Maybe one was like a wife or girlfriend, a recruiter. It was kind of sad. But all of a sudden, women started showing up. And it was kind of curious. And we sort of noticed each other, like specifically Python programmers. And we decided to do something about it. And our first idea was kind of inspired by what the diversity from Boston Python. And what they've done is that they kind of started these women and friends workshops in the hopes of having about 15% engagement from women. And they're really successful. And one of the organizers, Ashish, has an awesome talk from PyCon that really inspired us to also start our own workshop. So we came together one night and we had one planning session. Then we decided, let's teach Python to women. So we took material from Zed Shaw's Learn Python the Hard Way. And we invited women out, about 30 women and then a few men if they had like they were +1. So if a woman like could bring in a guy. And it was hosted in KPCC in Pasadena, about 30 attendees. And it was an amazing success. The workshop sold out really quickly, and it kind of ignited the community because, wow, there are all these women that are interested in programming Python, and people weren't really aware of that. And soon, we at Pilates kind of got together and realized we had something in our hands. We can kind of ignite not only the Python community, but women who wanted to learn Python, even if they're experienced programmers or total beginners. And this was kind of a shot from, just socializing. So we decided, okay, we've taught Python. Now let's bring out the other developers in the community. So we decided to hold a hackathon. And this hackathon, as you can see, these are not all the attendees, but just a grab of most of them. And let's see that pie chart again, men, women. We had 50-50 ratio of men and women that attended this hackathon, and all of them were engaged in programming and development and technology. Wow, this was like kind of amazing because like if you go out to these tech meetups or just in general, it was difficult to find women programmers. And all we had to do was make a call to action, rounding up the existing programmers. And even if we couldn't find existing programmers, we were willing to go out there and teach programming to women. So we had more events, all sorts of events. We had more Intro to Python workshops. We had Intro to Django, which is a web framework to build websites in Python. We had intermediate workshops. We also had more hackathons where people could come out to program or learn or just watch other people. Hack nights, people come together with their projects, more low-key than a full-blown all-day hackathon. Social events. This is a picture from an event at USC. So we also partnered with colleges. This was at Mahalo Intro to Django, and that was a little social event. And, beyond that, workshops and social events are one thing, but in conferences, and especially tech conferences, there are so few women. So some of us that attended these things, and as Pilates, we were like, okay, what can we do to help diversify conferences as well? So our first objective was DjangoCon, which was September last year in Portland. And with the help of sponsors, Mozilla and a bunch of other sponsors helped us out, we were able to have financial aid for 9 women to attend DjangoCon, which they wouldn't have been able before. And through Pylades, we were actually able to bring out 5 women speakers to DjangoCon, which is pretty big because before that there were maybe, I don't know, 1, 2 speakers. And this is a conference of like 300 people. Through mentorship, bringing out women who have never spoke before, some with some experience. And it was an amazing thing. And this is one of our board members, Sandy, giving talk on testing. And that was also a little social hour we had. And our biggest event so far was PyCon, which was about 2 weeks ago in Santa Clara. We were able to support 29 women to attend PyCon who wouldn't have been able to before through, with the help of Python Software Foundation and other things. And we were also able to get, help sponsor speakers and poster presenters who also wouldn't have been able to come to the conference if it weren't for Pylades. And we hosted a big party, about like 300 people, where it was noted the atmosphere is pretty different. Usually these tech parties, there's a lot of dudes, and this time we were able to get most of the women who came to the conference out and mingling, and it felt more normal, I guess. So there's a shot from the party. And this is just a bunch of the picture of a bunch of the women we were able to sponsor and attend. So, I mean, we hold workshops and we're able to make a presence at tech conferences, but we kind of want to do more. And the whole idea of Pylades is diversifying the Python community. And while our first workshop was women only, after the first hackathon where we had like a 50-50 ratio of men and women, our kind of idea was to basically open it up and kind of say, women are interested in, foster a supportive environment for women. And all the speakers and most of the mentors and teachers are women. And it's a lot more inviting. A lot more women like to come when there's like someone they're familiar with. And so with the work of Pylades, we've inspired the communities all over. Because right now we're based in LA, but especially here in San Francisco, they're like, where's the Pylades? In Texas, where's the Pylades? And we want to spread this all over the place and kind of ignite communities all over the world, actually, international chapters. We have an open source starter kit. So basically how we've started and maintained Pylades is all open source. How to get sponsors, how to hold a workshop, what do you do? We're trying to help everyone else create a Pylades and kind of diversify their communities wherever they are. And Lynn can stand up. She's kind of starting Pylades San Francisco. So I assume most of you are from the Bay Area. So if you want to be part of this, talk to her. This is Australia Pylades. And this DC Pylades, and San Francisco picture coming soon. And beyond just community work, we want to help out other women, and this is kind of what happens. So women attend our workshop, they learn programming, get some interest, and maybe they start their own project. It can be a simple website, or it can be scripts or stuff they want to do at work. And then maybe they kind of want to step up and give a lightning talk about their projects or even just about their experiences as a developer. Maybe they step up and they learn a lot more and they become a mentor at our workshops. And eventually they may give a talk at a conference. And all these steps we've had women go through all of these steps. Before Pylades, I had never given a talk at a conference, and now I've already given a talk at DjangoCon and PyCon, and I guess probably more tech conferences in the future. Other Pylades board members have also started giving talks at all these different conferences, and we've had one woman we've sponsored started out, interested, and then, got hooked up with other Pylades around the world. And now one of them recently gave a talk at PyCon for the very first time. And sometimes it just takes a little nudging. When you go to these conferences, there's so few women giving talks. And if you see a woman go up there and give a talk and you feel a little bit more inspired, maybe I can do that too. And that's what we're hoping to achieve a little kind of cycle here, and that is Esther, who wished she could be here. So, but she's also, before Pilates, she was never she was not a professional programmer, but she always wanted to, like, you know, she liked programming, and through Pilates, now she's a developer. So through all of what Pilates has done, we've gotten great feedback and a lot of different variety of feedback from existing women programmers. Myself included, I was a really experienced programmer, and it was kind of great to find other experienced women programmers. I feel it's more common out here, but to find female programmers, but in Los Angeles, it's so hard. And, you know, all these women kind of like realize, oh, wow, there's so few of us, especially beginner programmers, especially women who feel intimidated. I don't know if I can program. You know, sometimes there's a lot of bravado in the tech community about, you know, I know programming language X, I know technology Y, and it feels really intimidating. And through these workshops, we hope to, you know, kind of ease that intimidation factor. And also, not everyone has to be a super professional programmer. We have people that come out that just want to learn little scripting, make little fun projects, or, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to fit within their professional career, but they just like programming. Especially from the community, we're able to partner with the local Python groups, the local Django groups, and through all of our powers, we kind of can create bigger events. And basically what diversity does, it gets more programmers out there. Not, you know, you're not just drawing in women, you're drawing in more people, and more people always helps the community out. Especially at conferences, when there's few women, and now we can get more women to come out either as an attendee or a speaker. And especially what's really interesting is that the men start saying, you know, what's Pilates? Is it women only? Like, can I do something about it? And especially at PyCon, I was approached by these guys that are like, what can I do to help? And basically what this does is that you can tell them like, hey, you're welcome. You can be a mentor at our event. You know, you can come out to our hackathons, or maybe you want to learn more about a specific workshop, like technology we're teaching at a workshop. And what it also does is that it makes them more kind of accustomed to be able to approach women in the community, because now that more women are out there, they can help they can tell their wives and, you know, sisters and family and friends, you know, that there is a community out there. If you want to get into programming, you know, even just to know what's going on. And, you know, this was a shot from our PyCon party, which was well attended. And this is actually from New Zealand, a woman's brunch at, I think it was Kiwi PyCon. And it's kind of amazing because it's not just getting women into Python programming, but it kind of sets the pace. I mean, usually these tech meetups are just come in and explain, you know, talk about, you know, the latest technologies, but now we're holding workshops and we're holding events. And through all of this, more stuff happens in the community, not just women focused. So I guess if you want to get involved with PyLadies, spread the word. We have a website and Twitter and Facebook and everything else. And if you're interested, you know, to become a sponsor, you know, or, you know, come out to an event or be a mentor or just come. It's been an interesting experience because it's awesome to see these women that come and are like, wow, this is amazing. You know, I've always felt intimidated. I've always wanted to learn these things. And now we've kind of brought everything more down to earth and it's not so intimidating. And also all the guys are like, wow, this is awesome. You know, like, of course, men would want to see more women come out to events. And, you know, the diversity in general, it makes it feel less, you know, sometimes it can be a little awkward. And now with a whole mix of different experiences and it's been awesome. And we want to continue this and eventually do outreach, especially to younger women as well, not beyond just, you know, experience, but also or college, but, you know, start girls programming as well. So I guess that's my talk. Also, I have these stickers. Please approach me if you would like stickers.